it's really cool when you get to do stuff on your YouTube channel and you actually get acknowledged for it. And one of the things that I got from a company called Parkoo is a set of permanent markers here. I'm gonna have a little snippet right after this that kind of shows the website, just to kind of promote them. I want to thank Sia. She is the contact who reached out and sent me these. You know, this is not sponsored. They just sent me this for review. I won't endorse the product until I know how good it is, so you'll find out at the end of the video if I do endorse the product. You know, I use a lot of different art tools, so if I end up liking something, I'll definitely use it a lot more, and you'll probably see it in future videos if I end up liking it. So stay tuned, stay locked in. I know it's a long video, so please be patient. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate all of you that do that. And let's get started. I'm gonna definitely check it out, run it through some tests. According to this, it runs on plastic, stone, wood, metal, and glass. So I'm gonna test out all of those. I'm also gonna swatch them so you can see the color variations in each. But before that, I want to thank Sia. She is the contact from Parkoo that reached out and sent me these markers. And this is the Parkoo website. You can find them at parkooshop.com. They will be linked in the description below. They didn't pay for any, you know, product placement or anything like that. This is just merely just a review of the Parkoo pens. We're going to test them out and see if I like them. I'm definitely excited because even the Copic colors, I don't have a lot of these colors. So, alright, let's get started. Now the first thing I want to test out with these is, it says they're very vibrant. You always want to test out the primary colors. So I am going to grab the yellow, red, and blue. So here are the red, blue, and yellow. Another test that I want to try is blending them. I know permanent markers aren't really meant for blending, but if they do blend, it's a good plus and a good barometer to the type of ink used. The brush feels really, really firm, which is great. I would say it's a lot firmer than your typical Sharpies. So I'm going to put the red here. Now when I overlap the red with the blue, we should get purple. Maybe I should do that with blue and yellow. Wow, they're blending. Alright. So huge plus. So now we know they blend. The colors are very vibrant. The brushes are good. There's really solid construction. See how I always test these out with markers. If they can keep a consistent stream, it's good without any breakage. And so far so good. The brush is holding up really well. Let's see how it bled. It does bleed through, but this, of course, this is not marker paper. This is a Strathmore sketch paper, so it is not really meant for wet media. It's more for dry media, your pencils, your charcoals. But it's the brightest paper I have so that it shows up on camera. So next, I'm going to swatch them all out so you can see all 36 colors vibrantly. So we're going to do that right now. So one caveat that I did notice with this is if you have issues seeing colors like I do, the markers are not labeled. So there's a couple colors in here that I will not be able to label. Just right off the bat, this whole line right here, it's going to be a little tough for me. So if I goof off and put the wrong color, just let me know. But here is red. So for all you colorblind people out there, I would, if you are going to buy this set, I would recommend either getting someone in your family that can see these colors to label them for you, or hopefully Parkoo is watching and maybe in a future set they can label these. I know the huge, I don't really know how big the community is of people who can't see color, but you know, just a heads up. Now I do notice that some of the, you have to kind of do a couple passes, which is fine because this is supposed to be meant for other type of surfaces, so it makes sense. This is more of a, I'm gonna say, light red or prawn. So this one, this is like a beige. Well, what I really like about these is that they feel really firm. I really enjoy the firmness of it. This one's a little tricky because these two look identical, so I'm gonna say orange for this. And oh, so you guys tell me in the comments down below, but these two look almost identical. I guess this is more of a light red, and we'll just cross that one off. So next up we have what looks to be pink. This is why I like to use Copics, because not only do they have labels, but they have very descriptive labels. So if I do run into an issue where something's just not right, I can just go back to that and be like, oh, you know, this kind of looks like that color. So this is more of a red orange, or orange red. I hard for me to tell. All right, so this, wow, that one's bright. I'm gonna say bright pink for this one. Bright pink. All right, and then let's see about this one. This one's more of a lilac or lavender. I know those aren't colors, but comparing it to Copics, all right, ooh, I like that one. This is definitely magenta. All right, this is more of a hot pink. Hot pink is closer to red than the other pink. The other pink's a little bit going towards the other side of the color wheel. And I don't know. This one's tricky. I don't have my trusty color wheel. Let's just go with pink again. It's pretty. It's like a dark pink. Dark pink. That works. Alright, and then we have this is like a, it's burgundy purple. Gold burgundy. Alright, so we have brown. Color I use the least, because I when I blend I can make brown, you know, so don't really need it that often, but it's nice to have extra colors, so I will never complain about having tools at my disposal. So this is definitely straight out violet, and then this is closer to like amethyst in the Copic range. And then in the Copics, I would say this is like a, this would be closer to lavender. We can cross that off. See, I know you guys can make fun of me. Sal doesn't know his colors. I just have trouble seeing shades and saturation. So if something's highly saturated or intense, I can see it really well. But if something has a muted color scheme, it's harder for me to see. There is a style of painting that came out during the Impressionist period. Things are kind of muddy, and those paintings actually make me sick. I can't do VR because of it, so it's a lot of downfalls because of my issues. But I get by. I have the Copics that help me with the color range, and when I do digital, I have the color wheel, so that's a really big plus. This one looks like it's turquoise. Alright, and then we have I would say this one is more of it's closer to probably say olive color. Let's see here. It's funny when they're starting to fade, they're actually getting brighter. At least to me. You guys tell me in the comments down below if you see it getting brighter. I mean, this looks brown too, so I'll just say light brown. I wrote it with the brown marker. And then this should be like a skin tone. It looks gray though. I'm looking at my Copics and trying to figure out. Go champagne. I know these are not real color names, but I like to label stuff according to real life things because of my color issues, so I can match it to something. Alright, so we're kind of running out of space here. Alright, this is definitely like a lime green. And then is it a light green? Well, you know what? We'll go with lettuce. Call it lettuce flavor. Lettuce. Then this is definitely lime. Oh man. Alright. It's fun doing this though, it's very therapeutic. So this is really close to the turquoise. So I'm just gonna call it turquoise 2. Or the return. Return. Just the fact that they can blend is awesome too, because you never know what you're gonna get out of these. See, now this is definitely a light blue. I would say this is like navy. And that's like blue violet. Let's see what this one is. And this is probably violet blue. Don't eat the violet berries. I don't know, whenever I hear violet I think of Willy Wonka. Holy crap, this is even more brown than that one. We're gonna go maroon. Macaroons. And we have gray. Just a lighter shade of gray. Light gray, and the best For inkers and lining and calligraphy, black. So here are the swatches. Now we're going to move on to the field test. And by field test, I mean plastic, stone, wood, metal, and glass. So stay tuned. Hopefully you can see this plastic really well. I know it's kind of hard with the Pokemon underneath it. So I'm going to grab a piece of white paper to put underneath so we can see the colors. Because it's going to be hard to see it through there. So I'm going to put the plastic here and move the markers over. And we'll try the black first. So we'll do a Ninja Turtle. Obviously, we're going to go with my favorite, Donatello. So these are permanent, so you know, if you have kids like I do, they already want to use it, just remember it is permanent ink. So if you're going to have them draw on something, just make sure that it's something that you're okay with having permanent ink on. Whoa. So they're really sturdy. I can say that. It's not something that's going to break easily. Really solid construction. Again, my biggest caveat right now is just the labeling, but to be honest, a lot of markers don't have labels. I bought a set of Tombow markers, and the Tombow markers are not labeled at all. At least these, you know, you can kind of tell what color they are fairly easily. I mean, people who can see color. Look at that. So it is rather wet, but we're gonna let it dry and see how well it holds up. But so far so good. I'm really digging these. This is gonna be good for projects, especially stuff that's not on paper. Alright, let's see. That's already dry. Wow. That's really good. Alright, so now the next test, so we have plastic. The next test is going to be metal, which, you know, rock on, metal. Alright, so let's find a piece of metal in here that we can try this on. So I was having trouble finding a piece of metal, so I'm going to have to do that a little bit later. So I found a piece of glass. This is from a picture frame that broke. The actual frame broke, not the glass. So you can see little pieces of the paper here. So now let's do a monster. Alright, so do like a weird looking wolf type character. Alright, so sorry about that noise. Alright, so here is the monster-y type wolf. Really cool looking wolf here. More of a werewolf, but roar. Where is Red Riding Hood? Sometimes when you're drawing and stuff, it's fun to make voices and stuff like that. Alright, so I'm gonna start here with my finger, right at the top where I started, and it already has dried. So that's good. I mean, this is definitely permanent markers. It's you know, right up to snuff with what it says on the packaging. So kudos to Parkoo. Let's see how it tests out with other colors getting added to it. This would be awesome for like a stained glass window project. That was the light gray. Just hit some areas with the darker gray. Obviously, just for the video, I'm not gonna do like crazy ton here, just testing out different areas. And it really does give that really cool spray look to it. I'll hold it up a little bit better here. But you see what I mean about the stained glass? Look at the shadow it leaves. So it leaves this really cool shadow there, which would be kind of cool for Halloween. So if you draw something on Halloween, you can shine a light through it and it'll project on a wall. So that's pretty cool. Now let's see how well everything's dried up. So I'm just gonna pass my finger. And my hands are really moist, like you can hear it. And nothing. That's awesome. So even Sharpies on really really glossy surfaces will still wipe off even minutes later after you use it. So I'm just gonna put a little finishing touch here. A little red on the nose, because it's not like a regular wolf. It's like a Red Riding Hood, I'm gonna eat you type wolf. So there we go. That's the glass test. So we have marked off plastic and glass. Now we just need stone, wood, and metal. So now we have the wood test. I'm going to use my clipboard because I really don't use it too often, and I have like 3 others. So it'll be kind of cool to mark this one up with some cool tags. With this one, I'm actually going to do like a graffiti type thing because these colors are really vibrant. So I think that'd be really cool. So when I was a kid, I used to love seeing graffiti artists because I grew up in a bad part of town. So you would always see stuff tagged up on buildings, and I really enjoyed watching those guys. And a lot of the business owners would be okay with it, so they would like, you know, they'd be all over it. So we'll do this one for Parkoo since they were nice enough to send this this pack to me. So I'm just gonna the thing about graffiti, especially like big blocky letters, is making it look 3D. That's the bad thing about doing this this review during the quarantine, is I have the kids at home, so you hear all that noise upstairs. That's them. But so far, I'm really digging these. The brush tip, you guys have probably run into this with Sharpies, but Sharpie tips will tend to like lose their shape almost immediately. They come out of the box super nice and firm, and then within 1 or 2 uses, it's already pretty faded. But these are holding up really well. As you see, I use the black on the Donatello and the werewolf. Alright, so let's use... Well, I'm going to go with a really vibrant color. Let's go with pink. And we'll go for opposite colors, so we'll go for a really vibrant green. Maybe that lime green that I kept getting confused. Wow, look at that. That's really bright. It's just me, but I feel like it actually writes better on other surfaces than it did on regular paper. So that's a plus, especially if you're looking for stuff to do outside of paper, especially if you're into crafts. crafting and stuff like that. Or even, I'm definitely going to try this out on shirts. Obviously, not a shirt that you're going to wash because you don't want to turn the rest of your clothes these colors, but... And then we'll do... I really liked how this orange looks. Nice. And obviously we did test that they blend, so if you wanted to blend this out, be my guest. You know, if you like that. I really like how it looks. It's really nice, vibrant colors. Really fun. Alright, so the next one is going to be metal, and I have to find something metal in here, so hang tight. So I found something metal. The inside of a Prismacolor box. Now you're probably going to see the camera in the reflection, or the light at least, so it'll work really well. So we did graffiti, we did a wolf, we did a turtle. Now my next favorite thing is I love video games, so I'm going to draw Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. So here we go. Get that ninja mask in there. And because of the virus, we're just going to say get over there. Alright, so here's the mask. This is old school Scorpion. Shirai Ryu, I believe. And then the Lin Kuei was the cold, the ice ninjas. I know more combat purists are like, they're not ninjas! Stop calling them ninjas! I don't care. They look cool. They're ninjas. Get over there! Wear your mask! I'm goofy. Alright, so I don't have white, which would be really cool on this type of surface, but no matter. We're going to use yellow, and I am shocked that the yellow actually shows up on this metal. That is crazy. Normally this would not show up, you know, if this was any other type of marker. It does look like it does interact with the other marker, but that's okay. If you can stay in the lines, it shouldn't be a problem. And then for the mask, we're going to use gray. And because they interact, I'm going to try the dark gray and make it look like his mouth is kind of bleeding through. So there you go. That is the metal. And it already looks like it's dry, so that's really good. Clean hands. I mean, as clean as it can be. You know, I did do some art today, so I'm surprised I don't have the graphite, the Silver Surfer. But there you go, that's metal. And then the last one is actually rock or stone, which I will have to go outside and get. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to try to zoom in as much as possible. This is the biggest rock I could find in my garden. You can see it's from the garden and there's still some grass stains on it, so I figured we can work with this. I am going to make a piece of Kryptonite, because I am a huge Superman fan, so let's see, we could use that, this one, and this one, and this one. So, let's try to make this Kryptonite. Oh, nice. You know what? Out of all the surfaces, I think this one is taking the marker really well. I really like the effect you got with the glass, but I am really digging the effect on the rock. You know, I was skeptical at first about how well it was gonna hold up on other surfaces, and oddly enough, it actually works better on other surfaces than paper. So go figure. This is gonna be a fun little project to do with the kiddos. Maybe for the summer we can find a lot of flat rocks to paint. Let's see how the really bright one looks. Okay, so this one's coming out kind of like a little muddy, but still cool. I mean, on camera it even looks better than in person. Okay, this is the true Kryptonite green here. I only know that because I watch so much Superman. I can see the variations. If you don't know what Kryptonite is, I think you're on the wrong channel. But Kryptonite, for those who don't know, is fragments from Superman's dead planet that he is highly allergic to, and makes him weak. It depends on which version of Superman you watch. In some versions, it just takes his powers away. In others, it actually like hurts him. Unless you're reading All-Star Superman, and that one, he's become immune to kryptonite because he takes in so much solar radiation. So yeah, I am a Superman nerd, but he is the archetype for all superheroes, at least modern age. But that's why the first thing I thought of when I grabbed this rock was like, yeah, kryptonite. So there you go. This is really cool. I am super stoked with how this came out, and you can even see like the difference in the rock formation. Hold on, let's get that out of view here. It's probably the Pokemon. There you go. And that's the regular rock, and then here is the colored rock. So it's fully saturated. It's very opaque. So if you don't know what opaque means, like the glass, I colored on the glass, and the light's not cutting through the glass, so that means it's very opaque. Whereas if I were to grab my acrylic and paint on that same glass, you can see right through it. So all in all, I'm really stoked. I'll give my final verdict on the Parkoo markers, and let you know if it's definitely worth a buy. Alright, so what's my final verdict with the Parkoo permanent markers? I think if you are a crafty person, if you're looking to do arts and crafts, this is a awesome set to get. If you're like me and I do more paper projects, and I do a lot of 2D animation and illustration, they could work for you. If you're familiar with Sharpies or any permanent marker, then this is a great substitution, and at the price, you can't beat it. They get 36 in this pack. They also have erasable gel pens, which I hope I get to try out. I'm actually gonna buy a set just to try out, because it's nice that they sent this to me, and just to show my thank you, I would definitely like to reciprocate. I don't believe in the score system. I don't believe in, rating systems or, thumbs up, thumbs down. I just believe that you either skip it, you borrow it, or you buy it. And like I said, if you are arts and crafts, you work 3D, you do a lot of sculpture work, and you need to fine-tune something, buy it. If you're an artist, borrow it. If you're like a 2D artist, definitely borrow it, because if you end up liking it, then you'll buy it. If it's not for you, then you can skip it. But here's the thing. At that price point, they're almost 50% less than Sharpies. And if you're going to go out and buy Sharpies, especially if you're doing college courses where they demand you to get Sharpies, this is a better deal. It's permanent. As you can tell, all the surfaces it worked with, and it didn't scratch off. Actually, the rock surface was the best one. I was totally shocked. The rock surface actually took the marker with no problem. So my final verdict is definitely, if you are into the arts and crafts, or if college is telling you, hey, you gotta get some markers, get these. because you're going to save a ton of money. Sharpie is expensive. I use Sharpies mostly to sign my work. I don't really use Sharpies for anything else. So I'll be trying these when I do some signatures in the future, when conventions decide to come back. But for now, I'm going to try these out with my sketch cards. My sketch cards are cardstock, so they should take the bleed. Copics bleed just as bad, so I'm not worried about bleed. I always put another piece of paper or something underneath it. Even my Pokemon, little thing on my desk here with the trading card mat has marker stains on it because of when I color. So I definitely say if you are in the market, definitely buy it. But if you're kind of on the fence and you work mostly in 2D, borrow it. So that way, if you end up liking it, you can pick it up. Check out Parkoo.com. They have tons of other stuff, and great price points. And thank you for watching so much. I really appreciate it. We're almost at 1,300 subscribers, which, a year ago, I never thought I would hit. A year ago, I think I was like at 700 subscribers, so it's almost doubled in a year, which is amazing. It's amazing growth. I can't ask for anything else. You guys have been super supportive. You guys watch the videos, and I am stoked to see what the next year brings, because if I doubled in 1 year, then maybe in the next year I'll triple. Who knows? But the main goal of the channel was to share my art and share my knowledge and share some art with you guys. So hopefully this can continue, and I appreciate all of you very much. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, don't forget to keep it over 9,000. Take care.